NFL Week 7 is right around the corner, and things are looking rough in Miami. The Dolphins are falling apart, a complete mess on both sides of the ball. At this point, fans are already turning their eyes toward the next big hope, the NFL Draft. It might feel early, but when your team sits at 1-5, the future becomes the main focus. Miami currently holds the 4th overall pick, with the Browns, Ravens, and Saints all in that same early mix. The good news? The Dolphins are stacked with draft capital, 9 projected picks in total. That's plenty of ammo to rebuild and get this franchise back on track. Before we dive deeper into this mock draft, make sure you don't miss out. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share it with your friends. And of course, hit that bell icon so you never miss an update. Now, back to business. With the 4th pick, I'm going best player available. That's Caleb Downs, the elite safety from Ohio State. The top 3 picks went like this. Fernando Mendoza to the Jets at 1, Reuben Bain Jr., the edge rusher from Miami, to the Browns at 2, and TJ Parker, defensive lineman from Clemson, to the Ravens at 3. I was hoping Bain would fall to us, but no such luck, so Downs it is. Miami's situation at quarterback is tricky. Tua Tagovailoa is locked in for at least another year, but with this roster still far from complete, drafting a QB now doesn't make sense. Build the foundation first. Get stronger, tougher, and deeper, and then find your next franchise quarterback when the time is right. Right now, Caleb Downs is the best player in this class, and landing him could be the first step in bringing real hope back to Miami. Caleb Downs has been nothing short of elite this season, the heart and soul of an Ohio State defense that might be one of the best college units we've seen in the past decade. His leadership, instincts, and versatility make him a true difference maker. He's dominant in coverage, fearless against the run, and smart enough to line up just about anywhere. This season alone, Downs has played over 120 snaps at deep safety, 109 in the box, 59 in the slot, 19 on the defensive line, and even 7 at outside corner. That kind of flexibility is rare. It's what makes him special. The Dolphins desperately need help in the secondary, and Caleb Downs checks every box. He's also got NFL bloodlines. He's the younger brother of Indianapolis Colts wide receiver Josh Downs. When you see that kind of pedigree and production, you stop overthinking positional value. Yes, safeties don't always go top 5, but this isn't about value anymore. It's about taking the best player available. Last year, Miami passed on tight and Tyler Warren to address the defensive line. That move made sense then, but this time, the message is clear. Take the best player on the board and start building the foundation for the future. And speaking of building for the future, it's time to make a move. Trade alert. Miami is packaging its 2nd-round pick, 36th overall, one of its 3rd-rounders, 75th, and a 4th-rounder, 104th, to move back into the late 1st round, partnering with the Philadelphia Eagles to grab a quarterback. With the 27th overall pick, the Dolphins select Ty Simpson, quarterback from Alabama. Some might say that's a steep price to pay, but look back at April. The New York Giants made a similar move, trading up from 34 to 25 to land quarterback Jackson Dart. Miami's trade is nearly identical, but smarter. No future picks involved, just present-day capital to grab their guy now. This is how a rebuild starts, aggressive, calculated, and focused on the future. Caleb Downs and Ty Simpson could be the 2 cornerstones that finally give Miami a reason to believe again. In my view, Miami has to draft a quarterback, plain and simple. That doesn't mean forcing the pick just to fill a spot, but if the right guy is there, you take him. And right now, that guy looks like Ty Simpson. Right now, Simpson is establishing himself as one of the top quarterbacks in the 2026 draft class, right up there with Mendoza and Lenora Sellers. Some fans love Dante Moore from Oregon, but I think he stays in school another year to develop and chase that QB1 label in the following draft. For now, Simpson's stock keeps rising, and fast. It'll ultimately depend on who Miami hires as their next offensive coordinator or head coach, because scheme fit matters. But when you turn on the film, you see it. Ty Simpson is running one of the most pro-ready systems in college football under Kalen DeBoer at Alabama. He's accurate, calm under pressure, and capable of making plays outside the pocket. That throw against Missouri, where he rolled right, avoided a defender, reset his feet, and fired a perfect 20-yard strike for a touchdown. That's the kind of moment NFL scouts replay over and over. Simpson waited his turn, learning behind Bryce Young and Jalen Milroe, and now he's thriving. You can see the maturity, the command, and the confidence of a quarterback ready to lead at the next level. If Miami can walk away from this draft with Caleb Downs and Ty Simpson, that's not just a rebuild. That's a foundation for the future. There's a real chance that, come April, we'll look back and realize this was the moment where the Dolphins' next era truly began. Remember when people thought Ty Simpson would be available in the late first round, somewhere around pick 27 or 30? Yeah, that's not happening anymore. The way he's playing right now, he's pushing himself firmly into top 10 territory, and it's completely deserved. Every week, Simpson continues to prove himself against SEC competition, the toughest conference in college football. His poise, his command, his ability to make every throw, it's all there. Alabama's schedule will keep testing him, but so far, he's answered every challenge. Now, moving deeper into the mock draft, the Dolphins no longer have their second-round pick after trading up for Simpson, but they still hold another third-round selection. And with that pick, I've got Miami heading back to the trenches. With the 68th overall pick, the Dolphins select Zion Young, the explosive edge rusher from Missouri. Young is one of the most underrated players in college football right now. Originally at Michigan State, he transferred to Missouri and immediately made an impact. This season, he's been a force, racking up 7 tackles for loss, 3 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and even knocking down a few passes with his awareness and long frame. He plays with power, discipline, and a motor that never stops. Against both the run and the pass, Young brings that all-around presence that every defensive line needs. He's the kind of player who might sneak into the late first-round conversation by draft night if his production keeps trending upward. For Miami, grabbing him in the third would be an absolute steal, a move that strengthens the defense, balances the roster, and adds another young cornerstone to this rebuild. With Caleb Downs anchoring the secondary, Ty Simpson developing under center, and Zion Young fortifying the front, this could be the draft class that finally puts the Miami Dolphins back on the path to greatness. It's wild to think that last year, a Missouri player projected for the third round ended up going top 10, and Zion Young could follow a similar path. Right now, we're still deep in the evaluation phase. Film breakdowns, scouting reports, interviews, pro days, and the combine are still ahead. But based on what we've seen so far, I'll go out on a limb. I think Young could be a first-round riser when it's all said and done. He's got the size, the production, and the tape to back it up. Standing 6 feet 5 inches and around 245 pounds, he's explosive off the edge with both speed and power. His pass rush win rate, 21%, and run stop rate, 10%, both rank among the top 10 percentiles nationally, proving he's not just a situational rusher, but a complete defensive weapon. For Miami, that's exactly what they need. Bradley Chubb and Jalen Phillips may not be long-term pieces, and Matthew Judon could easily be a one-year rental. The Dolphins have to start preparing for the next generation of edge defenders, and Young fits that mold perfectly. Even Chop Robinson, who was supposed to be part of that future, hasn't seen much action this year. That's a concern. It's time to bring in a young, versatile pass rusher who can grow into a leader on this defense. Zion Young could be that guy. Remember the name. He's one to watch. Now, let's move to the 4th round, where Miami still holds pick 143 after trading one of their earlier fourths. With that selection, I've got the Dolphins addressing the offensive line, drafting Logan Jones, center from Iowa. Jones brings exactly what you expect from an Iowa lineman: toughness, discipline, and technique. At 6 feet 3 inches, 302 pounds, he's got the frame and the mindset to play any interior position, center or guard. He's also a veteran player with 3 years of starting experience and only 1 sack allowed this season. He's graded consistently in the high 70s to mid-80s, showing reliable protection and smart play recognition. You can plug him in anywhere inside and feel confident he'll hold his own. Bottom line, this mock draft gives Miami a clear direction. Caleb Downs, Ty Simpson, Zion Young, and Logan Jones, for players who bring leadership, talent, and long-term potential to a team desperate for a reset. And as this season unfolds, there's one thing Dolphins fans can count on. The rebuild has officially begun. Don't forget, if you're loving these breakdowns, make sure to subscribe, like, and share with fellow fans. We'll be diving even deeper into off-season moves, free agency, and next year's draft as things heat up. When you turn on the tape, Logan Jones immediately stands out. He's fluid, he's athletic, exactly what you want to see from a center. Aaron Brewer still has 1 year left on his contract, so drafting Jones gives Miami some flexibility. You could bring him in as Brewer's long-term replacement, or maybe even try him at left or right guard. Move either Daniels or Jonas Savinia, and Jones could step in as a starter right away. Or, at the very least, he becomes a valuable depth piece, something this team desperately needs given how often injuries hit the offensive line. Either way, I think Logan Jones is a very intriguing option in the middle rounds of the draft. Keep his name on your radar as we move deeper into the scouting process. Now, moving to the 7th round, Miami selects Bernard Gooden, the defensive lineman out of LSU. This guy has quietly been making a name for himself this season. His career path is wild. He started at Wake Forest, transferred to South Florida, and now finds himself at LSU, where he's really broken out. He's a bit undersized at 6 feet 1 inch, 268 pounds, and a 5th-year senior, but the production is there. Gooden has generated 13 pressures, 1.5 sacks, and consistently wins rushing the passer from the interior. Sure, he still needs to improve against the run. His 3.8% run-stop rate on Pro Football Focus reflects that, but that's more about his frame than his effort. The truth is, when Miami's defensive trenches have struggled as much as they have, you've got to keep taking swings at the position. Kenneth Grant hasn't looked good. Jordan Phillips has shown flashes, but isn't a sure thing. Zach Sealer has struggled, and Benito Jones is on a 1-year deal. You've got Zeke Biggers, but you still need more interior help. So, even with his size limitations, if Bernard Gooden can bring that interior pass rush juice, I'll take the chance. Absolutely. Shout out to Willie Finns, by the way. He's the one who put me on to Gooden. Keep an eye on him for the rest of the season. He could end up being a day 3 steal. Let's recap the full mock draft. Round 1. Pick 4 Caleb Downs, safety, Ohio State round 1. Pick 27. Trade up Ty Simpson, quarterback, Alabama round 3. Zion Young, edge, Missouri round 4. Logan Jones, interior offensive lineman, Iowa round 7. Pick 217 Bernard Gooden, defensive lineman, LSU. That's mock draft 1.0 for 2026. We'll build on this from now until late April. And honestly, we might hit 17, 18, maybe even 20 mock drafts by the time we're done if the Dolphins end up picking in the top 5. So, grade the mock A, B, C, D, or F, and let me know your thoughts. Some of you might not even know all these players yet, which is fair. I'm still deep in the research process myself.